Hey guys, Metal Viking 82 here, back with a new Viking Orations. Got another album review for you today, and I'm going to be talking to you about the debut full-length album from the band Diabolic Oath, entitled Profane Death Exodus, put out just this year through Sentient Ruin. And I gotta say, I'm very proud of myself for getting that album title correct, because I have been wanting to say Death Nexus for whatever reason every time I talk to somebody about this album. But anyway, if you are not familiar with Diabolic Oath, they are a trio out of Portland, Oregon that formed, I'm guessing, around 2018. There's no real kind of concrete date when they actually formed. But the guys play a nice, aggressive style of black and death metal. Um, yeah, as I said, this is the band's debut full-length album. It is 7 tracks, clocks in just under 39 minutes in length. Previous to this, they did release 2 demos, Demo 2018 and Rehearsal 2019. And as for the members in question, nobody really knows who exactly they are. We just have the names they go by in this project. There's no, even on the archives, there's no listing of who their real identity is and what other bands they have been in. And as for what they do in the band, I'm going by what you see in the inlay here and kind of ciphering out from there. But you have Chthonian and Cursor on drums and vocals, Ominous Void on bass and vocals, and The Temple on guitar and vocals. Now, when you listen to this album, I mean, you are immediately struck by the real dark and murky atmosphere of this album. The cavernous growls that are present here really add to the intensity of the listening experience. The guitar riffs, they sound so unsettling at times. They have this dissonant feel while still having a nice heavy crunch to them. There's some really great guitar solos on here. They're almost chaotic at times and kind of bordering on losing control, but somehow the tempo like reins it in and it just works out perfectly. The bass is nice, thick, and rumbling. It's not too high in the mix, but it's still easily discernible. You can really pick it out. And sometimes you can actually hear the plucking of the strings, which I actually really like hearing that from a bass player. I really love the drum sound they got here. It has a nice, kind of, again, cavernous, real dissonant feel to the snare drum, especially. There's some really good blasting on here, really good double bass work. Now, the vocals, they are a mixture of really deep death growls with some screams. And again, I keep using this word, but that's just what it sounds like to me. It's very cavernous and has this real monstrous and evil feel to these vocals. Track 4, Emundatianem Flamme. Say that 3 times fast. I really love the outro with these kind of choir style vocals. They kind of sound like something you'd hear in kind of one of those, good versus evil style horror films. And I just love the way that, they're distant, but then they mix with this really nice, heavy, and just ominous riff that's playing around that time. Track 1, start off track, Towards Exalted Coronation. There's this one bass riff in there that I just really dug, and it mixes with the tremolo picked riff underneath, and it just sounds absolutely badass. All right, what else did I notice here? Track 5, Apocryphal Manifestations. I love the rumbling opening to this song, and just how the bass and the guitars really work together to give you that, rumbling and growling feel to the music. Track 7, which is the last track, Chalice of Conquering Blood. It has a nice, slow building intro, whereas most of the others it pretty much hit you right away, just one right after the other. And I just really love that doomy intro that this thing has. It has this nice slow riff that builds to a dun 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 part with all the other instruments, and just they almost are playing like the exact same beat. And then at one point it just turns to just this maelstrom of noise and chaos, and like shit's just finally gone haywire, and then it just slowly starts fading towards calm towards the end of it, and then it gets real quiet, and then you hear this one final drum hit, just like boom. and it just echoes out to end the album, and I just absolutely love that ending. Overall, this is an intense listening experience. I mean, the music is just, it's ominous, it's evil sounding, it's chaotic, and it is just that perfect example of controlled chaos. And I think these guys did an amazing job with this album. I give it a solid 9 out of 10. So definitely go check out Diabolic Oath if you have not already. I highly recommend this album. Yeah, that is going to do it. Thank you so much for watching and subscribing. And until next time, stay brutal.